Hey guys, how you doing? This is Abaddon. Continuing our Cultist Simulator kind of casual playthrough. Where was I? Oh, yeah, we just finished upgrading Reason. Yeah, that's right. So I was gonna get my lantern lore up a little bit. So one thing I realized, I haven't really explained the victory conditions in this game up to this point. And I know that's a big weird part of this game. It's like people don't really know what are you even supposed to do, which, you know, a big part of the mystery of the game is figuring out what it is you're supposed to do. But massive spoiler warning, I'm going to explain to you what the victory condition is for a Lantern Ascension. So you need to do a rite. Right, this is a rite. With 36 Lantern lore. That is how you ascend to the Mansus in the Lantern Victory. It takes quite a while before you can do that, but just keep that in mind. That's kind of the goal. So, alright, let's see here. So, the thing I said that I wanted to do before I ended the next episode was I was going to subvert this level 6 Moth lore with this level 6 Lantern lore to get a level 8 Lantern lore. So when you subvert, you have to meet the conditions of both of them. So I'm going to need a Glimmering. Rarefied Mind I have. This one also requires a Rarefied Mind, and I need an Erudition. So basically all I need to do is get an Erudition. Because I already have a Glimmering that I'm kind of holding on to. Oh no, I already have an Erudition I'm holding on to. Well, that's silly. Not a big deal. Let's see here. Let's get more books. It will also make it, once I have level 8 lore, it'll make it really easy to upgrade all my people to level 5. So that's good. More books. Erudition that I don't actually need to hold on to anymore because I'm making a new one. But I will hold on to it. Or I'll hold on to the new one while I get a Glimmering. Let's see here. Get more books. Always more books. Now, one thing I'll probably start doing is I'll start going through Oriflamme's auction house a lot more because I really would like to get Stoom. So now I have an Erudition and a Glimmering. Okay, so now let us subvert Lore of the Wood. And I'll go ahead and have Solchana. I'll just talk about one of them. I don't know which one is going to go first, but I think Erudition usually goes first, if I remember right. But if it doesn't... In fact, let me just see if I can use the old Erudition, just because I like being over the top like that. Erudition, yeah, okay. So, let's use this old Erudition. It's still around. You talk about Glimmerings for yourself for a little while. Okay. Yeah. Back to work. You notice I have like so much funds right now that I don't have to work for a very long time, which is quite useful. There's really no good reason not to just build up a ton of money. Because there are times where you stop working for a while because you're just doing other stuff with your work verb, and it's nice to not have to worry about the money. So I might actually, I'm going to try to get rid of this restlessness. I'm just going to upgrade some people. So these are all disciples. Let's get Laidlaw. Make him a... make him a disciple. Oh, I can't actually. I'm upgrading Derp. Obviously. I'm using those lores right now. Okay, so now this last one, I need a library or a rarefied mind skill, which I just so happen to have a rarefied mind skill. So having those highest level skills is quite useful. So for this sort of thing. Let's get more people in the cult. Let's get more books. I got some sickness coming. So I actually have it only takes me 45 seconds to work with my current physique. Okay, so now this is kind of important. Morelands is closing, right? I have basically bought most of our books. So you'll know that you've stocked a place where you start getting these something deep mysteries. You actually can't read them, so they just are kind of there. You could sell them, which is what I'm going to do. So now I have a Fenian Invocation, which is level 8 Lantern Lore. So we're getting pretty high up on the Lantern Lore, which is good, because we want to be quite high on Lantern Lore since we're trying to pursue a Lantern Victory. But you can't actually study this book. There's nothing to learn from it, so you can just sell it in the auction house. Yeah. So now that I have level 8 Lantern Lore, it's going to be real easy to upgrade my people. Like super, super easy. So let's go back to work. And let's use that vitality to get rid of this. Sickness. Wow, I got two coins for that, which is way more than it's worth. Dorothy, okay. So let's recruit Dorothy into the fold. And so one thing that's nice about Moreland's shop, I'm not actually going to use it for this right now, but you can actually, once you've gotten all the books, you can make Moreland's shop your headquarters. But I don't have any reason to do that right now. And it's a library. I think it's the only library in the game. So where it says you could use a rarefied mind or a library, use Moreland's bookshop. Pro tips. But let's keep going to the auction house because there's still more stuff from the auction house I need. I don't need any poetry books. Awaking Chant is level 6 Heart Lore, so that's useful. It's actually very useful for me to have that because that means I can upgrade influences. So one thing that's really useful about having a level 6 lore book, even if you don't care very much about that particular branch, is if you have a level 6 lore book, you can upgrade influences with that lore, which can be really handy for different things. So it's almost always worth getting everything if you can, unless you're just trying to plow through the game as fast as possible, which I do a lot because I do run the speedrunning for them. But if you're just trying to kind of saunter your way through the game, then there's no real reason to not just pick everything up as you go. Alright, so now that I have level 8 Lantern Lore, upgrading my believers to disciples is going to be laughably easy. Right, all I gotta do is just put the lore in there now. So that's a book on Greek. I don't need to learn Greek because I already know Greek. Oh, you know one thing I can do too, that I have this heart. And this is one of the things that I was talking about, how you'll want to stop working for a while to do stuff. So it's handy to just have a big stockpile of money. This is one of those moments. So remember earlier I got this commission for heart, right? That requires level 6 lore. Well, I have level 6 heart lore now. So the way you do commissions is you do it as job. You put it in your, put it in your job. I need heart lore, and this one requires a reason and a passion. right? Basically, you're writing an essay on the topic. So for this guy, which sounds super exciting. Now, if you wanted to, you could talk to Sulchana about your job to maintain your job, but I have so much money right now, and I don't really care. So, all right, I got a new rite, the Rite of the Watchman's Sorrow, which is also another terrible rite I'm probably never going to use. And a Mantis Glimpse, so that's level 4, Lantern Lore. Latin book, I already know Latin, so now I have this very substantial investigation, right, which I wrote for Heart. Now I can also do this for Lantern, since I don't have my job right now anyway. I'm going to go ahead and do the Lantern one here. Collection of essays. I already have maxed out reasons, so I don't need to worry about that really anymore. Slee. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and talk to Jannings about his commission, and we're going to get Silver Spintria. I'm not sure how you pronounce it. This one has scenes of debauchery on it, but these are pretty useful. They are worth 8 funds, which is super nice if you need some money real quick. It also has 6 Grail aspect as a ingredient, and you use these to pay for some of the weirder things that you can do in the game. Now, I don't really want to use Silver Spintria for learning Aramaic, because I can use the cheapest kind for that. Like there's iron, bronze, silver, and gold. So I'd rather just use an irons or maybe a bronze to learn it. So I'm actually going to hold off just a second on learning Aramaic from this guy, just because not really worth doing. Oops. Look at all these glimmerings that I'm not going to use for anything. Alright. So I got another spin tray for that. I don't have high enough forge, but what I can do is, seeing as how I don't have any real use for level 4 Lantern Lore, I have a level 8 Lantern Lore, but I do want a level 6 Forge Lore, so I'm going to go ahead, and I have an Erudition just sitting here, so I'm going to go ahead and subvert my level 4 Lantern Lore to this level 4 Forge Lore to make some level 6 Forge Lore. Because why not? And do I want to get my job back right now? I'll show you guys how rights work real quick. So, rights require you to sacrifice something, always. And then you can either add like Assistant, Instrument, Desire, or in the case of this one, you sacrifice a person, but you use it. You can lose Lore and an Instrument, which is a tool, and a Desire. Now, Desire you only use for the final Ascension, basically. So, for instance, actually, can I use this one? Can I demonstrate this real quick? Because I could get a victim real quick. I have some low-level Grail. We could try to mess around. We'll see if we can get a hireling that we could sacrifice, just to demonstrate how this works. So a moth, yeah, that might work. So I'm not going to go into the details of like what every summon takes, because they're all a little different, and half the fun is kind of figuring out what you need. But it'll kind of give you hints as to what you need when you try to summon things. So, for instance, let's try this. Right at the Crucible Soul, we'll put a victim in here. Now it tells you, Moth is wild and perilous. Aspect of chaos and yearning. If I add knock, I might be able to attempt summoning. Now here's the thing. Summonings always require knock. Always, always, always. If I add Grail, I might contact something shapeless. Right? And this one says I need significant intensity of Grail, little Moth, and knock. So I don't have enough, right, with this combination of things to do this. But it gives you a clue. It's like, okay, I would need more Grail. It's probably my lack of Grail is the problem here. Okay, so now Cat Jennings they go on cooldown after you do a commission with them for a couple of minutes. So once their cooldown is done, you can get another commission from them. So now I have a substantial heart commission, not a very substantial one, so it's easier. And it requires only level 4. And this guy has a substantial lantern commission, so also only level 4. So we can... yeah, let's do that real quick. Shaping Chant. So now I have a level 6 Forge Lore. Get some contentment to get rid of this thing. Lantern. Let's do this very substantial forge now, right? And I can talk to this dude about this stuff now. So now you'll see I got a where's it at? Spin tray, where'd they go? Bronze spin tray, right? So there's silver, there's bronze, there's iron, and there's gold. No, there's only one gold in the game as far as I'm aware. I mean, you can get more, but you have to like go to Port Noon and keep going to the very last part of Port Noon, which is like completely pointless unless you're just screwing around. So, yeah, the best one to learn Aramaic with would be an iron one, because that's the cheapest. So that's what I'm going to try to do, because I have no pressing need to learn Aramaic at this exact moment. Like, it wouldn't really gain me anything to learn Aramaic right now. I didn't even see what was at the auction. Stoom! Okay. So this is the most important thing to get out of Oriflamme's auction house. Okay. Stoom teaches you the sunset rite, which is by far the most useful rite in the game. So, and I'll show you why it's the most useful rite here in a minute once I learn it. So Stoom is also kind of weird because it's the only film in the game. And the way that you read it is you buy a projector with some funds. It's completely... doesn't tell you at all what you're supposed to do. But, yeah, that's how you do it. So now you see how these guys are on cooldown? Because I've fulfilled their commissions. So let's do a this guy's heart commission real quick. Oops. Yeah, let's see here. So Stoom will actually give you a bunch of dread, so this is actually something to keep in mind. It's basically like a supernatural snuff film. It's pretty screwed up. Actually, if you read all this, it's like, okay. It gives me level 6 Winter, which Winter is like... so, like, Edge is like murder and violence, but, like, Winter is like death. So, Winter is, like, colder than Edge is. And now we have the Sunset Rite. And this is why the Sunset Rite is awesome. The offering that you have to sacrifice is an influence, which influences always just decay over time anyway. So they're fantastic. And then you just need an assistant and an invocation. So they are by far the best. So for instance, I can do like I can have like a level 5 lore person, right? And then I can use like a restlessness as the offering. And then it's like, well, I could summon something of the Forge of Days if I have enough here, or maybe that. No. Maybe that. But you don't have to sacrifice anything super meaningful. Oh, look, I can summon one of the Voiceless Dead. So I'll actually show you guys summoning something right now. Right? So I have a moderate amount of Winter with some knock. You always need knock for summoning. And let's see, what does this require? I need Edge or Heart or Forge. So I've already added I think this is Edge that it's taking from it, because this has a lot of different things on it. But yeah, we'll go ahead and summon, do our first little summon here. Like a good little cultist. Now, like a lot of things in this game, well, we got lucky there. Sometimes when you try to summon stuff, it will fight you. So you can either use your passion to try to wrestle control back, or you can use your reason to let it go and just try again later. There's a 100% chance to be okay if you use your reason. If you use your passion, you have like a 90% chance to succeed, but you still have the chance of whatever it is that you summoned running loose and like killing your people or trying to drive them insane. So, once again, this game rewards patience very heavily. Well, yeah, so now we have a Voiceless Dead, who is a summoned creature. Aspect, level 6 Winter. He's a Deceiver, which means that if he had broken free, he would have tried to drive me insane. Also has level 6 Moth Aspect. So the best part about summoning stuff is using it to go raid stuff. So let's go to Strathcoins. And we'll send in the Voiceless Dead. And I don't remember what exactly you need in Strathcoins, to be 100% honest. So we'll just send him in for now. I think it might be Moth, so I think I'm going to spend a little bit of time upgrading one of my Moth people. Because I already have 6 Moth and 6 Winter anyway, so... let's see here. We'll go back to work and start getting funds again. We've burnt through quite a bit of funds, so we burned through a lot of funds, right? But, so I think sending this guy in will help. Deception, yeah, Deception is Moth, so... But I mean, if you didn't know that, then it's fine. You just explore. You send people in, preferably people that aren't permanent followers, until you kind of know what you need, and then you figure it out from there. And it's a Greek book. Alright, so... I don't remember who I talked to for that. No, oh, it was her. Okay. Alright, so we've successfully completed that place. All right, nice. Commission secret histories, like the super low-key one. So we only need level 1 secret histories to do this. We have level 6, but that's even better, so it's perfectly fine. Let's read a book. Oh, you took a notoriety. Yeah, whenever you raid a vault, you get notoriety, by the way. So, all right, all good things. So I got a bunch of books out of there, right? Which makes sense because it was like a library, or the guy's residence was like a library. Yeah. So let's keep it up. Let's keep sending people off to go do stuff, right? Send out the voiceless dead. So, like, if he dies, I don't really care, right? But he's pretty powerful, so that's the nice thing about using summoned creatures to go places, right? Where was I going? Congregation. Oh yeah. So we were trying to get our job back, kind of, right? Just to get some money. So we got another right of the map's edge. That one's kind of useful, as I recall. Not as useful as Sunset Right. Nothing's as useful as the Sunset Right. Sunset Right's amazing, so. Alright, so we're actually going to do this commission. And he's going to give me an iron spin tray for this. And then that's going to be very useful for us. So iron spin tray are the weakest... Oh, we got evidence. Are the weakest denomination of the currency of the hidden world, essentially, right? So there's basically, I put this in order. There's, you know, funds, iron, bronze, silver, and gold spin tray. But the nice thing about this is that this dude, like I said, he will teach you Aramaic, but he only accepts spin tray, but he'll accept any denomination, and you don't get change. It's not like a 7-Eleven, right? So all right, so this dude needs moth. So you see how it says it changed from a likely deception to a potent deception. So it makes it much more likely for us to succeed. Go into work. All right. So we use the monk's faith against them. Nice. Okay, now this book right here is actually really useful because this teaches you Fusine. Fusine is the first of the second level languages. It's just one of the second level languages. So there's Latin, Greek, Sanskrit, and Aramaic are like the main languages, right? And then Fusine, Phyraxian, Deep Mandaic, and Vac are the high-level languages, right? The super secret languages. So Fusine is the first of those. So there's no person that, like normal person on Earth, that you can talk to learn Fusine. You actually can learn it from summoned creatures, or you can learn it from finding very obscure books that you have to find like in vaults and things like that. So that book that we found in the vault has taught us Fusine. I usually kind of put these in an order. Now, to learn a language from somebody, you study with them, right? And he says, hey, I'll teach you Aramaic, but you need to pay in spin tray. And that I will do. So we're going to learn Aramaic. And we're going to go get money. Okay, now get a bunch of books. Also, unattended church, which is another potential hideout. which is nice. So, look at all these books we gotta read, man. This one is Greek. We already know that, so we can just sell that. So this seems like a good place to pause this episode. So I'll go ahead and pause this right now. And then we'll move on to the next episode.